Thank you, Richard. Good morning.
Good morning.
The Bible is a wonderful collection of ancient thought, writings, hymns, pseudo history. And as we go through the pages, we tend sometimes to take the writing literally. And we forget that these books were written 3,000 years, 2,000 years ago. We forget that the mindset of the people who wrote the material were not like ours. A different time, different happenings, a different place, a different set of values. But many of us who read it, meaning the Bible, as a single book, we don't realize that we are interpreting. And some of us hold the material to be so sacred, as if what they're reading in the English is what was really said. Every time we read any material, then or now, we are interpreting based on our ability to interpret. A child reading the same thing that I may read will see it differently. There's someone who is more proficient with language might see it differently. So we all interpret. Therefore, when we come to the Bible, we have to look at it with different lenses. We have to seek from the material, that in the material that we could personally use to help us fulfill our mission on earth. Unless we do that, we continue to practice as men of old, hoping that what we practice will meet the criteria that they had set for themselves, which we can't. The ancient or present-day nomads have one thing in mind: to get an oasis in the middle of the desert to feed themselves and feed their animals. When that is achieved, they have arrived at heaven. All the toil to get there is hell. Struggle. So when we look at the material, we have to see the material in our modern day life as metaphor. This is why metaphysics is a way to draw out from the material things that could help us personally achieve abundant life or live life abundantly. If we don't do that, we will be trying to repeat patterns of ancient people and never discover what life could really be like. In the 4th chapter of John, I hope I'm right. I think I'm right. John's Gospel. Jesus is passing through Samaria. Now, Samaria was the capital of the nation of Israel. After the death of Solomon, the kingdom was divided. 10 tribes became Israel, and 2 tribes, Judah and Benjamin, became the house of Judah. After a time, Israel, the kingdom of Israel, fell to the Assyrians, and the people were scattered. But they continued to worship in the old way as they were accustomed to in the hill country. Jesus had a need to pass through Samaria. You see, at that time, 2,000 years ago, the Jews and the Samaritans did not agree. They carried the biases from the time of Solomon. They hated each other. But Jesus had a need to interact with the Samaritans, to pass through Samaria. And there he met a woman. Middle of the day, she came to draw water. And he wanted water, and he wanted the woman to give him some of the water. And a conversation began. In the conversation, verse 31, verse 13, please excuse me. Jesus said, "Everyone who drinks of this water will thirst again. But the water that I will give, you will never thirst again." Then she said in verse 19, "I could see you are a prophet. But our ancestors worship in the mountain. But you Jews, you worship in a temple." And then Jesus said to her, "Believe me, a time is coming when you will worship the Father neither on this mountain or in Jerusalem." There's a time coming when you will not worship in a mountain or in a temple. You will begin to worship wherever you are. You see, many of us follow the traditions of our fathers, tribal traditions. We worship God without thinking what God could be. We worship God by habit. And some of us go to the mountain, to a special place. And some of us go into a house called a temple or a church to worship God. Because those are tribal understanding of what God is. There's a time in consciousness when that Christ ideal in us wakes us up to the possibility that we can worship God anywhere. That God is not a static form or shape. God is a dynamic array and range of spiritual principles and ideas Wherever you go, God is. To worship means to celebrate. It means that wherever you are, you can celebrate the goodness in the midst of you. Wherever you are, God is. I am because of God. I live, I move, I have my being in this God wherever I am. For God so loved the world, God gave itself in each and every one of us. Each and every one of us is an expression of the one. Each and every one of us is a gift given. Each and every one of us is a special rendering of God. An individualized, independent, functioning aspect of that which we call God. Jesus went on to tell her, God is spirit, and those who worship God must worship God in spirit and in truth. Wow. That sometimes we have to set aside theology and come to the truth that I am a gift given. And I have to keep unwrapping myself to let the gift shine forth. I have been given so that I could give myself to the world, for I am the light of the world. And my role is to let that light that I am shine forth so that God could be glorified wherever I am. See, this wonderful understanding that I am a gift sets me free to be an individual, knowing that nobody else on the planet Earth could give what I came to give. That life itself is expressing through me as a point, and there are no other points like me. And I free myself of what other people may think or say of me, and I become me. Whose life is it? God's life expressing as me. Unique, unrepeatable. That's who I am. When I realized that, then I could begin to worship God in spirit, realizing I am already one with God. All I do now is celebrate God in my midst, wherever I am. Celebrate goodness. Celebrate life without restricting yourself to what other people have condemned you to be. Rise above the sayings of other people and come to know yourself for who you really are. Unique, different, one of a kind, expressing your fullness without allowing the thoughts of others to interrupt the flow of spirit that you are. Jesus said, my purpose is to help you realize the truth about yourself. You are the Son, the expression of the Most High. And when you realize that, you can begin to live life abundantly. You are now free to be who you are. You don't have to listen or to buy in to the concepts of others. You free yourself. Because nobody outside of you knows who you are. You are still every moment seeking to find out who you are. You don't know who you are right now because you are greater. You are infinite. Don't allow the finite thoughts of others to restrict you from being who you are. If God is infinite, then you cannot allow finite minds to determine who you are. That's the beautiful thing about living a spiritually based life, is you know that you are an idea in God. And you know that every idea comes fully clothed like a seed to bring forth, grow forth, and become the beginning of a forest from here to there and beyond. There's no limitation in this freedom that you are and that you can create. You are the greatest gift. If you could ever realize that, then you could walk with authority, knowing that you have dominion over everything in your life. Not over people now. Over everything. Over your thoughts. Over your feelings. Over your words. Over your actions and your reactions. That nobody can tell you what to think. How to think. They may show you a path and you may follow. But nobody can tell you what to think. You make a choice to think independently or to think collectively. This is your gift. The gift of life. To live it the way you see it. And don't live it out of tribal patterns of existence. Don't be so myopic that you remain static, still, and die without knowing who you could have been. As I get a little older, sometimes I smile. And I realize that I have not wasted my life. Because if I knew differently back then, a lot of things that I did back then, I would not have done. So I smile and realize that, wow, I still have life. Haven't made all those mistakes. According to me, they were not mistakes. They were missteps. Because I didn't know who I am. And now that I'm discovering who I am, I don't have to let the past determine what I will be tomorrow. I free myself and realize what I did then I had to do. And I am grateful for having done what I did. Because I've been brought here now to Samaria to realize that those who I thought were my enemies were actually my friends trying to encourage me forth, because I put down a lot of people who I condemned as my enemies. And all they were doing is trying to help me experience life from another perspective. So sometimes you got to go and bless your ex or your exes for helping you in this moment, realizing that you are greater then, but you didn't know. Isn't that wonderful? A gift is not a gift unless it's appreciated. We have to begin to appreciate ourselves for who we are. We can rise above it all just in one moment by thinking differently of yourself. Start condemning yourself. Don't put your gift down, man. Live your gift. Become the gift that you are. Be willing to ride high above it all. Stop putting yourself down. You're not poor. You are the child of a king. You're not insignificant. The whole universe sees you. You are a part of this dynamic flow, and the whole universe is passing through you at every moment of your life. You are special because you have life. Stop putting yourself down. Stop buying into the labels that people have put on you. You're not a slave. You are an heir. Start living like an heir. Walk with your head up. You don't have to say a word when you come to them. They will know you for who you are. Live. Because it's your life. With God. It's your life. It's your given duty to live. Don't die before your time. Live. Experiment with life. Consider life your lab. And every morning you wake up and you go to your lab to try something new and different. It didn't work yesterday. Approach it new today. Don't do the same old thing and get the same old results. Pick up your lunch pail in the evening to go home, sad, miserable, and frustrated. At least get excited about experimenting with life in a new way and getting a new result. Don't take what they have said as the truth of your being. Don't become a criminal because people don't like you. Because they don't like you, hello now, begin to love yourself and do the best that you can wherever you are. Don't feel dejected. Don't feel out of place. You are in the right place because wherever you are, God is. Hello now. Don't see yourself as failing. See yourself as being given opportunity after opportunity to perfect the ideal that you are living for or by. Don't condemn yourself. Don't pity yourself. Celebrate yourself. Wherever you are, whoever you are, begin to celebrate the beauty that you are. Don't let the magazines tell you that you're ugly. Hello now. No. You have a stamp at your back made by God. Hello now. Made in the universe, not China. And if you're made in the universe, you are made perfect, whole, complete. End the story. Hello now. Whose life is it? It's my life. To live how I choose to live. Hello now. You see, some of us have been taught that we are to be silent and let other people dominate us. Because they are right. Ministers are right. And priests are right. Philosophers and teachers and theologians, they are right. I am wrong. No! You are more right than them. Because they believe what they are telling you is true. And you have to realize the only truth is, wherever I am is an opportunity to be better. Wherever I am, whatever is going on in my life is an opportunity for me to be better than I was, that I am. Because I came to expand, to grow, to change, to become new. If any man or any woman or any child understand his or her spiritual origin, he is or she is a new person. The old passes, and a whole world of newness opens up. That's all it takes. A new thought. Beginning to see yourself in a new light. Realize that you have come to the planet Earth, fully clothed. Everything that you need, you have. All the possibility that there is, you already have. All the potentiality to be or to become, you already have. The only thing you need to do is to open up your mind and say yes to Spirit. Let it be. And Spirit will direct you where you need to go. Stop relying on other people to tell you who you are, where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to think, and what you're supposed to feel. Open up your mind and realize when you were created in the image likeness of God, God breathed itself in you, allowing you to become a living, growing entity full of potentiality, with the possibility of becoming and doing whatever you can figure out in your mind to do, you have the ability to do. One of the things that we failed to realize is that we are responsible for our lives. Each one of us is responsible for this gift that you are given. Life is this gift, and I am responsible for it. To keep it under a bushel, to close it up, and never allow it to be, or to open it up. And let it express itself fully. Each one of us is responsible for this gift. Stop blaming others. Nobody can get you frustrated, angry, upset. Nobody can do that. You make a choice. Take responsibility for the choices that you make and continue to let the gift open up to you. As soon as you begin to blame other people for the things happening in your life, you close and shut down life. When you begin to take responsibility, to him who hath, more is given. When you believe other people are in control of your life, to him who hath not, even that which he has is taken away. If you want to live, you got to begin to say, this is my life, and I'm going to live it. I'm going to live it. Because every moment, every person, every situation that comes my way is an opportunity for me to do what? Open up more so that I can become more. A friend of mine says that they view life as if they are potters. That everybody is a potter, shaping and forming life. Yeah. Every moment we are given an opportunity to take this life and shape it and form it and reshape it, reform it, transform it, inform it, so more of it could come out, so we could live more. Jesus said, if you see me, you see the Father. Wherever I am, I should be so happy and peaceful that whoever is in my midst could feel something special in the midst of them. Reach in and touch yourself, and then let that self touch the outer. Realize that you are this wonderful, special globe of energy and information, a spiritual entity that has no beginning, no end, that can expand or contract according to your ability to appreciate it for what it is. I am come that they can have life and have it more abundantly. It's up to you. It is so important to know that whatever we think about ourselves is what we express and what we experience. There's a mother and father. They have 5 children who grew up in the same home. One became a Buddhist. One became a Roman Catholic. One became a Pentecostal. One became a nothing. And the other one became a something. Influenced by the same information, but each one made a choice to become. We don't have to stay in the mountain and worship where our fathers worship. Each one of us, at some time in our lives, will come face to face with Jesus of Nazareth, representing the Christ, the Son of God. And we have a choice at that moment to come down from the mountain, to move away from the temple, and to follow that Christ in us, or to go back up the mountain, or go lock ourselves in the temple. Wherever we are, we have a choice. Your life is made up of a series of choices and consequences. Choose ye this day what you will become, and make the choices that will allow you to become. Because every choice that you make is a seed that you plant, and that seed must bring forth the fruit according to the nature of that seed. Life, a wonderful gift given, for the universe loves you so much, it allows you to express itself Because all we are doing is expressing life according to our understanding. The choice is yours. And may God bless your soul. And so it is.
Gonna need your help with this one, so please help. I'd appreciate it. I'm walking in authority. I'm living life without apology. It's not wrong, dear. I belong here, so you might as well get used to me. My mother may not be the queen, but my father's king of everything. I'm adopted into the family. It's where I need your help. So I guess that makes me royalty. And he's giving me dominion, yes. With power over man, them, yes. Everything I do is blessed. He promised me some great success. I am the authority, God of the majority, living in my liberty. So you might as well get used to me. I'm walking in authority. I'm living life without apology. It's not wrong, dear. I belong here. So you might as well get used to me. We're children of the Most High God, understanding and believe His words. Now we never have to beg or plead, for our Father will supply. You ready? Here we go. And He's giving me dominion, yes, with power over man, them, yes. Everything I do is blessed. He promised me some great success. I am the authority, God of the majority, living in my liberty. So you might as well get used to me. I'm walking in authority. I'm living life without apology. It's not wrong, dear. I belong here. So you might as well get used to me. Get something in your hand. 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 Ready? And wave it in the air. And wave it in the air. And wave it in the air. And wave it in the air like it's Caravana. And I said 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you might as well get used to me. I'm walking in authority. I'm living life without apology. It's not wrong, dear. I belong here. So you might as well get used to me. Walking in prosperity. I'm walking in prosperity. I'm living life the way it's meant to be. It's not wrong, dear. I belong here. So you might as well get used to me. Thank you for your help.